Hey everybody, just want to do a little video about my top raised bed mistakes that I'm seeing my neighbors make. And before I get into it, number one is the biggest mistake is just not using a raised bed, because they are awesome, especially with pests, with keeping your soil healthy, with the water. You don't want to flood anything. Now, a conventional website or video would say, oh, number one, you got to put your beds in the center of your lawn, because it gets the most sun. Well, if you've got kids, and you can see I got a trampoline over there and a dome. If you've got kids, they need the yard to play in. So putting it directly in the middle is not really an option. But my number one is, you can see over here, is leave some space. So this space off the fence, too many of my neighbors, they put the garden bed right on the fence. So you're losing a lot of sunlight. Whereas if you give it, I think I've got 3 feet here, you get a lot more sun for your plants. So that's number one. Number two, I would say, is not putting the dirt all the way up. And I see this with a ton of my neighbors. Like, you look in their garden beds and it's completely sunk almost to the ground. I don't know if they just got like 8 bags of dirt from the Menards or the store or whatever. But you don't have to fill these up all the way with dirt. On the bottom of this one is leaves and wood chips and sticks and a couple logs, and then some more like leaf matter, and then mulch, and then compost, and then finally you get to your dirt on the top. Do not put crushed gravel down there anymore. That's kind of out of fashion. That used to be the way that everyone say you need drainage, so put gravel on the bottom. Not so. On the bottom, put like sticks, logs, leaves, stuff like that. It'll help the soil retain moisture. My next one is people not mulching. You can kind of see here. See these leaves in here? Oh, sorry, the fence is getting in the way. But see those leaves? Those help keep moisture too. You want to keep the soil having as much moisture as you can. And you can kind of see this in all mine. I've got like little wood chips, other stuff in there that really helps keep the moisture. You want to keep that moisture so you're not watering a ton, or if you do, you're not losing a ton. All right, my next one is not going vertical. So you want to try to get everything going up, 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 up. Like these tomatoes, they're going to go way up high, hopefully 8-9 feet tall. Cucumbers over here, we're trying to get them to go up these trellises. My zooks, I'm trying to get them to go up, and then the beans, trying to get them to go up. Just kind of saves more space in your bed so you can have more plants. My next one is one that I don't see hardly anyone doing on normal garden channels, is not fencing. So what this will do, number one, keeps more of the pests away, keeps the raccoons and squirrels from getting in there a little bit. But the big thing, if you have kids, is ball strikes. This is never talked about, but that ball here, this kickball, if it hits this, it gives some pushback and it'll keep it in. Like a wiffle ball, this will block all day long. Soccer balls, it'll block. So keep that fence up. And the best thing though is during the fall, you'll have trees like that one lose all their leaves. Well, a lot of people spend all fall raking their leaves, taking them to the street, yada yada. Not me. I just toss them right in the garden bed, and it keeps the soil healthy and gives those worms something to chow on. And my last one would be putting zucchini or tomatoes with any other plant. I see some people in my neighborhood, they put like a zucchini plant, they put a tomato plant, they put beans, they put all this different stuff in one bed. And it sounds good and it looks good on paper, but then, a month and a half later, zucchini or the tomato has taken over the entire bed. And your you know, your beets or your cucumbers or your potatoes or whatever is completely drowned out. So, you know, you really want to make sure those plants, which you know are going to take over, are given their own space. And, you know, my next one is pruning. You really want to prune. I am guilty of crowding my plants every single time. So what you have to do is prune. You can see down here, you know, I've pruned a lot of stuff off of these. You want to keep a lot of space where air can get through. You can see there, see here, I got to do a lot more through here, but there is kind of clean airflow through most of this. Try to keep everything pruned up as best you can. So those were my top mistakes I'm seeing in my neighborhood with raised beds. Hopefully you got something out of it. And look at these beans, man. They're starting to explode. Take it easy.